bro, E3 this year was a freaking joke. I don't know about you guys, but I didn't watch too much E3 because I was going into it with no expectations, but from what I've read and what I did watch, it was lackluster at best. Now, I'm a bit weird with my game choice. I'm not a big fan of stuff like Starfield or Battlefield. I mean, I might grab Battlefield, assuming I'm willing to throw down $70 for an online-only shooting simulator, but that's besides the point. Now, I've gotten to the point where I'm used to having the same tired trash shoved down my throat every year at this Entertainment Electronics Expo. I can list off the games that I thought were exciting and interesting on one hand. Unlike most people, I think Final Fantasy Stranger in Paradise might be fun.
I only know one thing. I want to kill chaos. I need to.
Live and die!
It's not a hope or a dream. It's like a hunger. A thirst.
Move aside!
Now that's edgy as fuck!
I'm not gonna lie to you, I unironically enjoyed that god-awful trailer for the game. The edginess and anger was just so overwhelming, I loved it. And I'm a huge fan of character action games, you know, my Devil May Cry's. I love them, so if this game plays anything like a Devil May Cry game, which is pretty much the decision they've gone with, I'm fairly certain it will be a fun game, at the very least, even if it's lacking that in story. Apparently this year there was an abundance of 4-player co-op shooters, and a lot of people on Twitter were upset about that.
Please stop, I don't have friends.
Myself, on the other hand, I do enjoy myself a co-op shooter, though I would prefer more co-op RPGs. You don't see many of those these days. Now that I think about it, they did mention Elden Ring, which, you know, confirms that the game's actually in development, but that's one of those cases where I really don't care about that particular game. I don't suck off the Dark Souls series. The only thing From Software could release that I'd probably enjoy these days is a new Armored Core, or at least a game similar to Armored Core. Speaking of games that needed revival, apparently Nintendo is making a new Advance Wars game, and by new Advance Wars game I mean they're remaking the first two that were available on the Game Boy Advance. Now, I'm actually quite excited about that. I do love Advance Wars. It's actually one of my favorite series on the Game Boy Advance, along with Golden Sun. They did also announce Metroid Dread, but I'm not a huge Metroid fan, so it really doesn't do much for me.
But what about Zelda now, Mr. Nerd? Don't you like Zelda?
No, not really. Not really my cup of tea. It's alright, I guess. I'm gonna be real with you. Even if I was a fan of the Zelda games, I probably wouldn't be impressed with what they showed off during E3, considering it was like a 4-minute video just showing random crap. I'm sorry, that just doesn't do it for me. I suppose it's nice for the people that do enjoy it though, so hats off to them, I guess. Usually I don't like to shit on a Nintendo E3 presentation because it gives off that never satisfied Nintendo fan stuff, which is quite true. However, I think I have a good reason this time. You see, shortly before the E3 presentation even started, Nintendo of Japan tweeted out a message saying, "Don't co-stream our event." Which is utterly stupid. Nintendo has done a lot of dumb shit, but this one takes the cake. I myself actually had planned to stream this event and upload it to YouTube. However, I just ended up not streaming it and recording parts of it, but I don't know if I'm going to end up uploading that to YouTube because I'm going to have to edit most of it anyway. I don't think I'd be as irritated as I am if they would have announced this like 3 days before they decided to tell everyone to fuck off, but, you know, I'm still pissed off about it. Overall, E3 was a utter disappointment, but that's nothing new. The last couple years have been kind of just mediocre at best. Did you see something from E3 that you thought was cool? Maybe it was that new Rainbow Six game with the aliens? I thought that one looked kind of interesting. Might play with my buddies. You know, my 2 other buddies instead of 3 other buddies, because we're going with 3-person parties instead of 4-person parties now, I guess.